Hey folks, welcome to the Garden Canvas. Today we're going to be looking at how to transplant winter sown seedlings. If you've seen past videos that I've done, you've seen me sow seeds in milk jugs, and today we're going to be transplanting those into the garden. So let's get started. Okay, so I have a Gloriosa daisy here in this milk jug. This was sown on January the 25th, and so we're going to open this up and see what it looks like inside. We have multiple seedlings, and as you can see, it's already filling out the jug here. So I also have, this is Big Blue Salvia, which is actually a summer annual. This was not sown in the wintertime. It was sown in the late winter, early spring, but this created that greenhouse effect and allowed these to grow and be protected from cold. So I'm going to be sowing both of those here. I'm going to be sowing the Big Blue Salvia in the back because this plant gets anywhere from 36 to 48 inches in height. And Gloriosa daisy will go in the front. That's going to give us a purple and a yellow warm color in front of the purple. So let's go ahead and get these started. The first thing I want to do is loosen up the container so that the root ball slides out. And this container is a little bit more tapered, but as you can see, it's starting to loosen up and come out of the container. If you have any trouble with whatever container you chose, you can actually cut your container and get the root ball out. You can see the root mass that this is formed. Again, this is a little less mature. We've got one big clump with several plants, and we're going to be breaking these apart and using these in other places in the garden. Now I'm going to take out the Gloriosa daisies, and as you can see here, the root mass is much more mature. We've got a lot of roots here, and so what we're going to do is just gently break these up in what we call the hunk of seedlings method. We're not going to try to break every little seedling into separate plants, but just more in hunks. And what I do is I use my thumbs to begin massaging that root ball apart. And this is a pretty tight root mass in this one. And it's okay if you stress a few of the seedlings out because this is pretty crowded. And so if some seedlings die off, that's fine. We're not worried about that because we're going to have enough to survive and spread. And so I'm just going to gently pull that apart, just like that. All right, so I'm going to be placing 2 of the Big Blue Salvia in the back because of the height of this plant. So I'm going to break these up just gently, and I have 2 plants here. Again, I'm going to break that apart gently with my thumbs. And so we've got a good root system there with both of those plants. And so I'm going to be placing those about right here. I've got a soil knife. You can use a trowel if you have one, but I really like using a soil knife because it makes it very easy to plant into the space. Our ground is really dry. We haven't had any rain in a little while. So you may have to work the ground a little bit. But I basically just dig a hole, pull it back. I've got a little root right here I'm going to take out. This is one of the reasons I really like the soil knife. This is probably from my hydrangea. I'll be placing these about 12 to 18 inches apart, the Big Blue Salvia. And Big Blue Salvia is actually an annual, so in most climates it's probably not going to come back year after year. I'm hoping it comes back next year, but I'll probably be buying seeds if this performs well for us. This will be our first year using that. So I have the Gloriosa daisies now. I'm going to be placing those in front. I'm going to put what I have remaining of the salvia back in its container for the time being until I go place that in another location. Again, using my thumbs to gently pry those seedlings apart. This one's a lot more root massed than the salvia was. And I'm going to thin these a little bit. So after looking at this, I decided that I wanted some more layering in front, and so I actually removed some of the front seedlings. I'll use those somewhere else. I still have the 4 Gloriosa daisy seedlings here and the 2 Salvia seedlings. And now what I'm going to do is place a Supertunia bubblegum, Vista bubblegum by Proven Winners. I don't know if you're familiar with these, but these spread really well. So one plant will basically take over this whole area. And so I'm going to place one plant right in the center and allow this to fill in the bottom in front, so it gives a layering effect. So you have height in the back and it stair steps down toward the sidewalk. So now I'm going to top dress this area with some compost and mulch it in and then get it watered, and we're done with this area. I'm just using pine bark soil conditioner as my mulch. You can use any mulch you like. Shredded hardwood or pine straw. But I'm gonna come back over this with probably pine straw or wood mulch when I refresh this bed. So we ended up getting a little bit of rain this afternoon, so we had to cut it short. Could not get the rest of the bed finished as far as new mulching goes, but I did want you to see how this turned out. There's the 2 big blue salvia, the 4 Gloriosa daisy seedlings, and like I said, they don't look like much right now. They're all going to grow into a really nice looking combination here, and then this Supertunia bubblegum, Vista bubblegum, will actually fill in this entire area by the end of the summer. So anyway, I hope this was really helpful to you guys on how to transplant your winter sown seedlings. Make sure to like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next video.